In the previous class, we talked about the budget line. I want to talk about the budget line. We're simply talking about the combination of two goods that can purchase or consume with a constant income. So we have 200. We can only spend 200 in the combination of two goods. So if we are buying product A, if we are buying more of product A, it simply means we cannot buy more of product B. We will buy less of product B. That is the budget line. We have a budget line because price remains constant for each product, and the income level which we have remains constant. So our income is not increasing and price is not increasing. Stop right at this. That's why we have a budget line. But today we are going to indifference curve. Why do we call it indifference curve? We call it indifference curve because it shows that consumer, a certain individual, is behaving differently to the consumption of different products. There are two products available, but his or her behavior towards each product are different. That makes it indifference curve. Do you get what I'm saying or not? There's a consumer who has to choose in between two products, but he or she behaves differently in the consumption of either products. Does it make sense here? That's what indifference curve is about. So here there's a graph that shows the different combinations of two goods that can give equal satisfaction. Both goods will give satisfaction, but the behavior of the consumer is different. That's why we have an indifferent curve. So what is the assumption? What are the assumptions of indifferent curve? The first one, only two goods are taken into consideration. The consumer has to make a choice between two goods, provided that their price remains constant. So there are two goods available, the prices are constant, but a consumer has to make a choice in between both of them.
The price is the same one.
No, each product has its own price, but the price of each product remains constant. It's fixed. So it only means that the consumer will have to make a choice in between those products, in as much as the price remains constant. You know, sometimes when the price changes, you change your mind towards a product. But here, you're not going to change your mind based on the fact that the price changes because the price is fixed. But you are changing your mind, you are behaving differently to the product. Price influences consumption, yes or no?
Yes.
Price influences consumption, yes or no?
Yes.
Good. But here, the price remains constant, so you are not going to change your mind because the price has changed. You are behaving differently to that product based on what satisfaction you want to get. Does it make sense? So that's the first assumption. The first assumption is about you behaving like a certain way to the product in as much as the price remains the same. The second one, it is assumed that consumers are not saturated between both products. The assumption is that the consumer is not tired of consuming each of the products. Saturation means you get exhausted using it.
Of what?
You get exhausted using it. That is an inference. It could be a factor. Get the point we're making here. The first factor is based on the price. So you're not making your mind. You're not making up your mind because the price has changed. The price remains constant, but you are making your mind based on your satisfaction. So the first assumption is about price remaining constant. Still, you are making a choice. Does it make sense? The second one, the product is not saturated. That means product A or product B. You are not tired of using product A or product B. One of the factors that might reduce the consumption of a product is that you get exhausted about the product. So you've been using it continuously, you get tired of using it. You're not getting tired of using the product, but you are making a decision about the product. That is the second point. Do you understand the second assumption here?
Yes.
The third assumption, the satisfaction level cannot be measured. Thus, the customer ranks its preferences. You cannot measure how satisfied you are with the product. You decide. You know, sometimes mostly I use black pens. So we have to, why do you use black pen? I tell them, oh, joking, I said, I'm a black guy, I use black pen. I like it. That's my preference for the last 11, 12 years. Yes?
Yeah.
Black is my color, and that's it. I represent that. So it's a preference. So, but here, the consumer will decide what gives him utmost satisfaction. That is the point. So I use black because I derive utmost satisfaction. Not because the price is cheap or it's expensive, or because everybody uses it or everybody don't use it. I'm using it because I rank it top. Do you understand the top point?
Yeah.
And the last one, it is assumed that the consumer is rational. They will make their choice objectively. A rational consumer is a consumer that consumes a product based on satisfaction. So you are not subjective, you are objective making your choice. And when you are objective, simply means you are making that choice based on your needs. So I'm not going to buy it because my classmate buys it. I'm not going to stay in this class because my classmate is not staying. Oh, I'm staying in this class because my classmate stays. Oh, I'm going to leave because my classmate leaves. That is subjective. You can't make your own decision. You are meant to make what? Your own decision as a rational consumer. You should not be influenced by others. Does it make sense here? So the last assumption is about objectivity, which simply means as a rational consumer, you are supposed to make a choice based on what gives you utility. So you are going to make your decision based on what? Utility. And what is utility? The amount of satisfaction that can be derived from the consumption of any commodity. So if I'm using this, it's because I am happy using it. Or I will be happy at the end of using it. Do we get it? Yes. So these are the assumptions of an indifference curve. These are what brings about a consumer behaving differently to different products, which can equally give the same satisfaction. They're going to give the same satisfaction. Using a red pen or a black pen is to write, yes or no? Yeah. But I'm behaving differently. It's a red marker, it's a black marker. They're going to give the same. I'm going to use them in writing. But I'm behaving differently between them. That is what indifference curve is about. Any question about it? No. So look at the graph here. This is product A and this is product B. It is assumed that the consumer increases his consumption of product A, reduces his consumption of product B. That is indifference curve. It's not buying them at the same level. It's not behaving, the consumer is not behaving the same way in the consumption of both products. And both products can give equal satisfaction. Black marker, red marker will give the same satisfaction, yes or no? Yes. But I'm not behaving differently, I'm not behaving the same way to them. I use more of white, okay, for example, in the board, and because it's a black board, I'm using the white marker. So I'm using the white marker, I'm using more of a white marker and less of a red marker. That means I'm behaving indifferently. If I'm doing this, I'm not doing this based on price. I'm not doing this based on the fact that I'm tired of using the word preference. I'm ranking this, and I'm being objective using it. When you ask me why, I tell you why. That means I'm objective. So I'm not using it because I have to use it or because other teachers uses it. Any questions about the indifference curve? Thank you. Please put your head up. I'm explaining your head. Hello. It's a class.